Okay, so in this video I will talk about my life. I asked you guys, on my Instagram if you have any kind of questions for me, because I wanted to film a Q&A video and I received quite a lot of questions, and I wanted specifically to talk about just my life. I wanted this video to be a bit more personal, I guess, because I know we don't have good connection right now on my channel. I do consider myself, like an open person. If somebody needs my advice, or if I need to share my experiences, my past experiences with something, or my life in order to help someone, because we learn through our experience in life, through our mistakes, and so I'm just more than happy to do that. And for this video I wanted it to be a bit more personal, because I don't feel like we have really good relationship, to say like this. I mean, I don't have a good relationship with you. We don't have a connection yet. And even though I filmed a lot of videos, more personal videos in the past, right now I'm not so much into filming these videos, and that's because I just don't feel appreciated right now on YouTube. Some of you ask me, why do I have so many followers and the views are not, are quite low? And that's because my channel grew fast, like in the first probably 2-3 years of its existence, and then kind of stopped. And some people, when you watch a person over and over again, you get a bit bored, maybe it's not so interesting for you. And there is another thing, well, it's not so much about just YouTube and Instagram and social media, it is about life in general. You tend to interact more and to watch more, if we talk about it too, people that in some way or another look like you, or you have some similarities, or maybe that person looks a bit more familiar. It's more comfortable, to watch that person. A person that maybe you admire a lot, you want to be like that person in the future. Or a person that reminds you of, some of your friends, family. And another major problem that I have right now is that I don't reach new audience. So my channel, my videos will not reach new people. And when you have the same audience, for many years, maybe they have some new things right now in their life, and what I film on my channel right now, what I talk about, it's just not something that they're interested in, and this is totally normal, and I do understand this. But the fact that my work is not so appreciated, or not so many people watch my videos, even though I really try to do my best to edit, to film those makeup tutorials, to create new looks, to talk about some interesting things, or film my workout videos and so on. And I feel a bit discouraged by this, not gonna lie, and not so motivated as in the past. But I understand that all the power is in my hands, and I just need to do something. I need to work these things out. So yeah, first question, and probably the one that was just asked the most, is why I moved to Scotland. I moved to Scotland because of my boyfriend. We were in a long distance relationship for 2 years, and after I finished my master's I moved here to Scotland. We actually planned this for a long time. When we were in our long distance relationship, we always we were just traveling to different countries in Europe to basically be together for a short period of time, because my boyfriend was studying here at university, I was studying in Romania, and we were doing this traveling thing because at that time it was impossible for me to come to UK, because I was having my Moldovan citizenship, and you need a visa in order to visit UK. And I applied for a visa once and I was refused. They actually usually they don't say the reason, they don't give you the reason why you are refused. You are just refused, and to be completely honest, it's quite hard to get a UK visa. You either need to have a lot of money, or you need to have some kind of business in Moldova. So in a way they are secured that you will not stay illegally in the UK, but you will go back to your country. And then I just applied for my Romanian citizenship, and after a year and a half I think I got that, and I was finishing my master's, so yeah. And the next question is actually, how's life in Scotland? If I like it or not, what are the differences between Scotland and Moldova? Now, you know, when I was a teenager, I was dreaming about UK. I was dreaming about this a bit more sad, melancholic weather, you know, rainy, windy. For some reason in my mind, I was thinking that this is the perfect weather for me. I was dreaming about London and just visiting UK in general. And once I moved here, let's just say that I see things differently right now. I love everything about it except the weather. And you know, now that I'm thinking about it, it's quite funny because I was dreaming so much as a teenager about this weather and that it's perfect. It's not super hot, it's not super humid. And now I just realized that it's not my thing. I like more sun and I want those a bit more warmer days. Yeah, really sometimes I just really miss that. And especially because I grew up in a country that we have 4 seasons. In the winter it can be -10, -20, in summer it can be +30, +35. Now of course, you know, this weather, you can definitely find beauty in everything, and especially, you know, when the summer is approaching and you have that 15-20 degrees weather that is, you know, not super hot and it's not cold, you really appreciate that. But probably from November till maybe April is really like a hit and miss. I really love the people in here. I really like Scottish people. They're very, well, in my opinion, very friendly, and they have a bit of a chill vibe to them. I love Edinburgh a lot as a city. It's absolutely gorgeous. All the buildings, the architecture, the history behind it is just really fascinating. I also really like that Edinburgh is not a super big city, and you don't need a car in order to go, you know, to different places. And even if you need to walk for like an hour or an hour and a half, which I do enjoy doing, on the streets you will basically have a lot of, you know, these buildings, a lot of architecture to admire. It's not like a plain road. So this is why a lot of people, for example in US, you will have a car in order to go to, you know, a mall that it's probably like 10 miles away from you, or to the cinema, or I don't know, to the post office. Here everything is quite compact, but at the same time, if you want to go somewhere, you know, you have a longer distance to walk, it's not a problem. You can actually enjoy that and appreciate nature, appreciate, you know, the architecture and the city, what it has to offer. Now in terms of differences between, you know, Scotland and Moldova, what you expect me to say, like for real? Of course these are 2 different things. And I'm not even talking about just politics and economy, I'm talking about everything as an ensemble. We are the product of our society we live in. We are the product of our family, our parents, our school. And it's not so much about the country. We as individuals, we will see things differently. And it's really just impossible for me to say exactly, you know, this and this and this. These are the 3 main differences. But I feel like people in Moldova are a bit more emotionally involved in life, in their family life, basically all the people around them. And as I said, this can be a good thing or a bad thing. Another question that I will insert here, because it's kind of related, a lot of you ask me if I have friends, Scottish friends, and if I have friends here in Scotland. Yes, of course I do have some friends in here, but the thing is, I don't consider myself a good friend to anyone, and that's purely because I do like to be alone sometimes. I do like to go for a walk sometimes alone. I don't feel the need to go out with friends, you know, every weekend, or I don't know, every 3-4 days. I enjoy spending my time with my friends and I enjoy meeting new people, but it's not how to say, a daily or a weekly necessity of mine. It's not a problem for me if I stay a bit alone or if I need to work on something. I actually really enjoy that. Now, I don't consider this to be a good thing. I think it's just better if you like to be a bit more social, if you like to communicate with people, to meet new people. And I do try sometimes to correct that, because this is just a problem of mine. If you are in this kind of situation where you basically move to another country, maybe because of your boyfriend, husband, because of your, I don't know, mother, father, and you don't have a job yet, it can be quite hard to make new friends. Let's face it, if you are not in that work environment where you can chat with people, you know, just randomly. The best advice here is probably just do something that you like. Try to find something that you like in your, you know, current city. For example, join a gym. And you can go to some courses there, some, I don't know, aerobics or something like that, Zumba, or maybe do some painting classes, go to a library, try to be positive and try to, you know, socialize, and that is the best advice. The next question is, what is my job and what I'm doing here? And of course, surprise surprise, I work as an influencer and I have my YouTube, I have my Instagram, I am a partner, so I get paid per views, so how many views my videos have, and if I have ads on those videos, or for example really close to the video. And of course, with this job I do work with some, you know, different brands to promote them on my social media, so sponsored content. And I also work part-time here in Edinburgh for a company as their social media coordinator. And that's it. If you guys ask me about university, if I studied here in UK or if I'm currently studying, and the answer is a big fat no. As I mentioned already in my other, you know, Q&A personal videos, I studied in Romania, I did my bachelor degree, then my master's degree, and to be honest, I have no intention in continuing my studies here, and also no intentions in working in that field, you know, that I studied at university. And that's because I studied at university just for my general knowledge. When I was finishing my master's in clinical psychology, I worked a little bit in a clinic for a few months, and you know, it was okay, but it's not something that I want to do for the rest of my life. And in general, I don't consider that, you know, what you study you should do in the future, let's say like this, in that field, you should work in that specific field. And also because I was not paying for my studies, because I had good grades, I had this freedom. I mean, in a way, I feel like I can do whatever I want, and you know, everything that you learn is just for you. You know, evolve as a personality, as a person, but you know, you can be whatever you want to be, so it's not like a barrier for you. I mean, if you study something, then it's impossible for you to do something else. No, it's not like this, especially if you want to work in more creative field, if you're passionate about something, if you are talented in something. Another question that you guys asked was how I met Andrei, so how I met my boyfriend. Now, we had some mutual friends, and in the beginning we were actually speaking a lot on Facebook, because at the time I was having a Facebook, and that was because Andrei was studying already here in UK at university, and you know, we were talking. There was nothing like romantic about our conversations or anything like this. We were talking about books, about university, about politics. We were talking for a few months, and then that summer he visited his family in Moldova, and we met. And yeah, and then for 2 years we had that long distance relationship thing. We were trying to go to different countries to see each other, you know, every 2 months, something like this, for like a week, 2 weeks maybe. And then he decided to open his IT company here in Scotland, and yeah, I decided to move because it was not problematic for me to do this, especially because I do have, you know, the job that I have. And here comes the next question, because you asked me if I ever considered moving to LA or to US, because all the influencers, you know, social media is packed there, and there are a lot of opportunities to grow my channel, to grow my brand. And to be completely honest, I don't think that I would like to move in there. Maybe I would prefer more New York or San Francisco, but Los Angeles not really. And I don't know, for me, I think that it's not so much about the city, but about you as a person, what you are doing, you know, in order to grow your channel, in order to grow your social media. It's all nice and good when you meet new people, new influencers, you know, you can share some ideas, you can be inspired, but to combine these two, you know, the life and the work, I think in LA it's mostly about work. The next question is about traveling. A lot of you ask me, how do I get to travel so much? And again, it really depends how you look at this. Because for example, you only stayed in your country and never traveled. Yes, this may seem like a lot of traveling I'm doing, but for other people that get to travel almost every month or every 2-3 weeks, it's not a lot at all. Now here everything is very simple. We save some money and then we travel. Usually we plan in advance, probably like 3-4 months in advance. This way the flight tickets are a bit more cheaper, even though if your destination is really far away, they're not so cheap. Now something that we like to do if we travel far away is to visit more than one country, so 2-3 countries. So we have a budget for our entire trip, and usually if our destination is far away, we don't have a direct flight from Edinburgh to that specific destination, so we most likely will have a connecting flight, and we like to stay in that country, you know, in which we'll have that connecting flight for a few more days. We can budget a little bit with hotels, you know, in our final destination, and put that money in, you know, this country in which we will stay for just a couple of days, again for the hotel. So this way it's the same budget, but you visit more countries. Okay, and the last few questions are from Jess. I actually met her. She came to my Makeup Forever masterclass that I had in London, and she's really gorgeous and she's really lovely. And she asked me who is my biggest role model. I don't think I have one. I mean, I know a lot of people say my mom, my dad. I think for me maybe it's my boyfriend, because I really want to be like him in a way, because he's so intelligent and so smart. And when are you coming to Cape Town? Because she's from Cape Town. I would love to visit Cape Town very soon. I'm not sure when, but yeah, it's definitely in my future vacation destinations. And by the way, Jess also has a YouTube channel, which I will link in the description box, so don't forget to check that out. And actually the last question that I want to talk about is about, again, traveling, because some of you asked me what countries I would love to visit in the future and what country I would love to visit over and over again, because I really like it. And I would say for the second part of this question, a country that I would love to visit over and over again, probably Philippines. Amazing nature, amazing beaches, really cheap. Everything is really cheap. The food, the accommodation. I mean, of course, if you don't want like a fancy schmancy hotel, but the food, the transport, you know, the accommodation, super cheap. The weather is really, really good, and the people are super friendly, just always helpful. And in terms of what countries I would love to visit in the future, well, Australia. Really want to go there. I want to go to Brazil, to Peru. And of course these islands like Maldives and Seychelles and I don't know, Bahamas. I mean, I always like me a good, you know, island. And that was it, you guys. I hope you stayed with me till the end, I hope. And by the way, these earrings, I know you will ask, these are from ASOS. I really like them. They're very like summery, and I don't know, refreshes everything, refreshes my face in a way, maybe because of this, you know, salmony peachy color. The jumper that I'm wearing, I actually got this in Hong Kong. It was super cheap. It was around 115 Hong Kong dollars, which is like 10-11 pounds. Has these strawberries, and it was from a local fashion store. I think it's called Maple. I really hope that this video was interesting for you, and I will see you in my next one. Take care. Bye.